Let's fucking go. Come on, live stream. Are you on? You never know when it actually starts. That's the thing that kind of scares me. It could be recording. It could be broadcasting us right now to nobody.
It's on YouTube on my computer or something.
Now it is broadcasting. So here we go.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to put that on. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our ridiculous weather show. And if we're just getting our live stream set up here. Frankie comes on at 7. We're a little late because I was watching a disappointing hockey game. But anyways, we're not going to talk about that this week. We're going to talk about happy stuff. No, we're not.
Oh, well, I got the usual farm trouble over here. So.
The usual farm troubles.
Yep. We hurry up to get out and spread fertilizer. We get half of the first load hauled out there, and suddenly the bottom of the fertilizer spreader dumped everything on the ground.
Manure spreader troubles there for Hilding.
Yeah, so the fertilizer had a chain of the bottom. A chain of siding plate all fell apart in pieces.
Your audio is all crazy. Is that me or is that reality?
Building stuff.
What about you, Brandon? How's your audio?
Well, you sound good. Building's a little off there. It's a little scratchy.
You sound real quiet, Brandon.
Do I? Is it my volume down? There.
Awesome.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Holy. Yeah, it's pretty good. I like hearing lots of you.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
You know what? If this playoff series continues, I can shave soon, which, that's okay too. I really don't like having hair on my face. It doesn't look that good, really. You know. So here's one of the things I'm looking at right now.
Oh, yes. Got some cells to the south. Probably.
Yeah, they've been really lingering down there for a while, taking their time, eh?
Oh, yeah. They're lack of shear. They don't move very far. Yeah.
It seems like they want to cross and then really they kind of weaken and then the new one kind of builds in behind on the line, So It looked like Grand Forks was going to get a bit of a thunderstorm. Now it just kind of seems like a bit of a rain out there, right? Haven't seen much lightning in a little while in there, and we're hitting that time of day. I'm thinking now more and more, like if it's not doing anything, it's probably not going to be much of a story tonight.
Yeah.
We've had this one storm out in the Chilcotin going on for a long time. And that's definitely, there's fire going on right near there in Hansville already. That's where the sort of like between Alexis Creek and Hansville is where that is, right? So definitely that's an area that's dry enough where lightning's, not a good thing, right?
Yeah.
So as much as I like radar scope, sometimes this is a handy thing to have just to go on to Windy and get the amalgamated picture of everything, right?
Yeah.
And even then we got these radar holes in Canada. And, and I agree with what Ryan Holleyall was saying. If you live in a radar hole, like get on, complain to your government, be like, we pay taxes. We want weather coverage. Like it's the 21st century now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So talk to us a little bit about this weird pattern aloft that's making things go northwesterly, Brandon.
Well, it is a kind of a southeasterly flow, so it's bringing in a lot of that hot air from like the temperatures today. We broke records here in the province of Alberta. We broke a record today in Brooks at 31.4. The old record was, what was it? 29.8 back in 2016. So this is like giving us 2016 vibes and a lot of dry air from the United States, the southern parts of the United States moving into Alberta. And then you got a little bit of moist air along the foothills there. And that's why we've been dealing with those kind of scattered thunderstorms. I'll see if you can pop on those current temperatures at the bottom there. You see that?
Where is it?
Not that next one over.
Oh, no, sorry. I got my camera in the way of that bottom corner of the screen.
Keep going over. little further.
Here it is.
That one.
There.
That one.
I have to like literally look around it. It's kind of like, how they made cars so the dashboard is, or the steering wheel is always, and this is for trucks especially, if you're tall, you can never tell how fast you're going.
Yeah. So yeah, those are the temperatures. Everything's coming out of the southeast, and the further north you go, the stronger the winds. I think Fort McMurray is the hot spot in the province today, 33 degrees, and Lytton, BC, got to 33 as well. So it's been a scorcher today. That is for sure. It's still very hot in parts of the BC interior as well. And then if you have the satellite imagery, we might be able to see some of those fires, because that one near Edson has really put off a pyrocumulus cloud in the last 2 hours. There it is right there. You can see it right below your mouse. That would be a fire there near Edson.
Yeah, and right here.
All fire. Pyrocumulus cloud there. So yeah, that cloud's gone up towards white, that smoke cloud's gone up to Whitecourt, and smoke and poor visibility in Edson right now. So that is that one fire. And then the other fire up by Fox Lake is in huge, massive. I'll show you a picture of that one.
Where is Fox Lake?
That's up by High Level, just to the east of there. Kind of, just in that
right
southern, right in there, yeah. So yeah, Fox Lake. The fire there is massive.
So this might be it right here you're suggesting. Yeah,
I got a picture of it. I could share it here.
Yep. Do I have you on?
Nanook is his name, and here is the fire near Fox Lake in the last hour. So that's a big fire. So this is like 2016 vibes again with this fire situation here.
Can you share that again? Sorry, I was making you co-host.
Oh, okay.
I want to see that one more time.
All right, here it is. One more time. So there it is. That's Fox Lake, Alberta. East level.
That is ripping.
That is a big fire. So there's 20 critical wildfire alerts here in the province of Alberta at this hour, and my phone has been going off the hook. Feels like a tornado day with all fires so far. So
I got fires on here, but again, I gotta wank my head around. Fire intensity. I haven't looked at that one for a long time. It's really useless, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. But we do have some good news in the forecast this weekend, so that is a good sign for us.
You. Yeah. I mean, our situation this weekend is not a positive one, I don't think. And for some reason, I've been having trouble getting the BC. Here it is. Okay.
But we do have some good news in the forecast this weekend, so that is good stuff for us.
Yeah. I mean, our situation this weekend is Imogen. Positive one.
Yeah.
Is that your audio?
Oh.
For some reason, been having trouble getting the BC. How come I can hear myself? Okay.
But we do have some good news.
No, I'm not sure, but that should be corrected.
Uh-oh.
Is that better? I clicked a few things and
I think so.
Yeah.
You're not hearing me anymore.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. For some reason, I just always know it's you now, and there's a weird audio thing like that.
My machine is horrific. That would do it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and exactly right. So we have flood warnings for Boundary, the Kettle River, Granby River. We could see some really high water levels. We got Frankie here, and it's 7:00, so I might as well get to this in the show, and we might as well start the show.
And the hockey game is over now.
The hockey game is over, and we're not going to talk about it this week.
You sure?
Went that well, huh?
Okay. Good morning, Prince George, and good afternoon, Winnipeg. Good evening, Kamloops. Hello, sometime, like every day of the week, sometime, Victoria, Cowichan Valley. This is the Comedeorological Report. Comedy plus meteorology equals Comedeorology. I'm Joey Only, your host here in Wells, British Columbia, right up by Barkerville, sitting on top of the world, looking at the weather out there, and we are collecting stories for the weather week of May the 4th. Be with you. And there's been a lot of weather stories, particularly in Western Canada, where it's all craziness is breaking loose, and we are very concerned. We got flood waters that may exceed levels in some places higher than they've ever been seen before. So we could talk about some of that. We had reports of a funnel cloud in Princeton yesterday that seemed to possibly be legit. So we got wildfires going on in Alberta right now, really aggressive ones. Concerning ones. It's been extremely hot. My goodness. And the thunderstorms, that's another whole thing. And Friday, BC, Saturday, things are going to cool down hard, and we're going to get a lot of thunderstorms and a lot of rain. And we're really concerned about flood levels and fire starts. I think that's a lot to talk about this week. And we got the whole panel of meteorologists with us. That's Frankie McDonald out in Sydney, Nova Scotia, Imogen Cookie Bailey, Brandon Hauk, our weather specialist in Brooks, Alberta, Hilding Donaldson, our cattle specialist in Grassy Plains, and that's all of us this week so far. Yes, right, and I'm Joey Only. Hearing us on C4 88.7 FM, Prince George, CKUW 95.9, Winnipeg, CKFB X 92.5 Kamloops, Shaw, Spotlight, and live streaming Joey Only, Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel. How you doing so far this week, Frankie McDonald?
I'm doing great so far. Lots of rain going on in Vancouver, British Columbia right now, and in Seattle, Washington, and Portland, Oregon. That's where the life-size cardboard Colonel Frank Dell is located in Seattle, Washington right now. Gary Dino Collin, Lord Frankie Cup. It's rain. It's beginning to move away from Sydney, Nova Scotia right now because it had on and off rain all week in Sydney, Nova Scotia. We had attempted rain on Monday. Then we had a lot of rain during the day on Tuesday. It stopped raining on Tuesday evening. Then on Wednesday in Sydney, Nova Scotia, it stopped raining, and it's on and off rain again on Wednesday as well. They had snow in Wednesday morning in Sydney, Nova Scotia. There's some snow in California. Then Los Angeles had lots of rain on Thursday as well, Wednesday night and Thursday. Then it got to lots of rain going on in Quebec and Ontario, got cold air in Montreal, Quebec. I'm not alone. Base guys affected too. Then it got cold air all eastern United States and America. It's heading for Pacific Northwest Sunday and the Monday. It's going to bring lots of rain in Vancouver, Seattle, Portland. Again, they got cold temperatures in Vancouver, Seattle, Portland, and all these places as well, both East Coast and West Coast. It's going to bring lots of, this weekend coming up, it's going to bring lots of rain in Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Arkansas, and those places in central United States with thunderstorms and rain and hail, things like this, tornadoes. In down South America, to bring a lot of thunderstorms and rain in Venezuela, northern Brazil, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, Colombia, and those places. They're bringing extremely hot temperatures in Panama too, in Central America. It's a desert like heat in Panama. It's really, really hot there. And
it's really hot in Panama. Is that what you said, Frankie?
Really hot in Panama right now. And up around England, there's lots of rain going on in Ireland, Wales, Scotland, and England. As of right now, it's more rain heading for England and showers Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Then you got lots of showers going on in Turkey, Greece, Albania, those places. It's dry or normal for now in Croatia and Bosnia, those places. Lots of rain and thunderstorms in Germany too. And Norway's dry or normal as of right now. Finland, Sweden, and Western Russia, like Moscow, Russia. Ukraine is slightly drier than normal. It's going to turn wet and things like this, including Crimea, Sochi, Russia, Grozny, Russia, and all these places in Moscow. St. Petersburg is drier than normal right now, but cold temperatures going on in Moscow, Russia as well. Up around places like in Japan, in Western Pacific, lots of rain and stormy weather in South Korea. Lots of rain in South Korea this Saturday. There's Sunday coming up in Seoul, South Korea, and Pyongyang, North Korea, and Vladivostok, Russia, and those places. Sapporo, Japan's getting lots of rain. as well. Windy conditions. It's going to bring a lot of rain this weekend in Japan, including Tokyo, Japan, Kyoto, Japan, Osaka, Japan, in those places. And up around in places like in Philippines, there's lots of thunderstorms, rain going on right now, including places like Singapore has been thunderstorms and rain right now. There's a tropical cyclone aiming it towards Myanmar and Bangladesh and those places. Sometime late next week possible. It's too early to tell yet. And the places like in Southern Africa, like Uganda, Congo, Kenya, Zimbabwe, bring lots of thunderstorms and rain right now. It's getting drier in Mozambique and Madagascar, but rain on the coastal areas of Madagascar. Lots of rain going on in Southern Africa right now, including Namibia, including Gabon and those places in Africa. There's Namibia, drier than normal. That's another desert-like weather. And the places like Gabon, those places, it's really, really rainy right now. Down New Zealand, there's a lot of rain on the coastal areas of New Zealand, including Northern Australia, thunderstorms there right now. It's fall year there because their winter starts on June 21st in Southern Hemisphere. Cold air heading for southeastern Australia, coming from Antarctica. Soon will be 24-hour darkness in Antarctica. Later this month, there'll be 24-hour daylight up in the Arctic later this month as well.
We got Janine Chouinard coming on in just a couple minutes, and she's the one who photographed the suspected funnel cloud last night in Princeton, British Columbia. So we're going to have her on, and I've already asked her, I think, all the questions I'm going to ask her. So when she comes on, Brandon, I think I'll give it to you to interview her this time around and see what you can dig up fresh from her. So Brandon and I have got a bit of a debate today as to who's the best weatherman in BC.
What about that place in Europe and Spain? It's really, really warm right now in Spain and dry temperatures, including Gibraltar. South of Spain and Gibraltar is in the region near Spain as well as warmer temperatures there right now too.
Excellent. So we'll be talking to you a little bit more, Frankie, in a bit about your videos this week and a few other things like that. I want to get to Brandon real quickly now.
My latest video this week is the vampire drinking green tea. I did it on my own.
I love that one, by the way. I drool came out of my mouth laughing, much like the water came out of Dracula's mouth there. Brandon Hauk. So we'll talk about the funnel cloud when she comes. And I'm just poking at you a little bit, but you got bad fires going on right now, and that's a real story.
Yes, we've had this Omega block upper ridge of high pressure right over us over the last couple of days with record-breaking temperatures. Like today, record high was 29.8 back in 2016. That was the year when the Fort McMurray fire happened at the same time. So this is kind of a repeat scenario from 2016 here, where we actually got up to 31.2 degrees this afternoon here in Brooks, and then Fort McMurray actually got into the 30s, around 33 degrees this afternoon. So this is pretty much a repeat scenario, and we've had thunderstorms in the foothills the last couple of days. A lot of these thunderstorms have stayed in the foothills because the air mass is so dry. East of the Rocky Mountains, we had relative humidity values around 11% this afternoon. So that is dry. It is like nosebleed kind of dry kind of conditions. And we've kind of stepped in from, the spring kind of winterish that we've had over the month of April right into summer-like conditions this week, because we've had that southeasterly flow, and it's been it's been pretty phenomenal coming right out of the southern parts of the United States. We've had some of that kind of desert air moving in there as well. So it's definitely felt like a desert this week, and that plus it dries everything up so quickly, and that's what's been the problem. Everything we've had some abundant precipitation through the winter months, but everything with this relative humidity values at 11% dried up so fast, and it heated up so quickly that it did not have a chance to, the moisture basically evaporated right away. any moisture that we had lingering from over the winter there. And that's what led to the fires. We've had a couple of grass fires here in southern Alberta, but the bigger fires have been up through central northern portions of the province, where we are having basically at least 20 critical wildfire alerts right now at this hour on May 4th here. So we've had at least a dozen fires west of Edmonton here. One near Entwistle here. There is a mandatory evacuation for the whole community right now. We also have fire southeast of Drayton Valley. We have a fire in Leduc County, and we have a fire just southeast of Edson. And the satellite presentation on that is incredible, with the pyrocumulus cloud deck that has really developed there, and very thick smoke has rolled right into the Edson area at this hour. And then we had another fire develop today near Brazeau Dam, just south of Edson there. So evacuations taking place there. Another fire developed near Cold Lake First Nations today. Evacuations there as well. And we have this big, massive beast of a fire. I'll show you that photo here. This is out by Fox Lake, Alberta. And this is a photo from just a couple of hours ago from Jarvis and Nanook there up in Fox Lake. And you can see that is a very big fire in the Fox Lake area. And looks like we've got another critical wildfire alert in the Leduc area. So my emergency alert system is probably going to go off here in the next little bit. And then this other fire in Redwater, this one is also developed in the last couple of hours. So we'll probably get an alert for this one. This is the service station there at Redwater. So we'll be watching that fire very closely in the next little bit here. So it's been a fairly active couple of days for fires.
That Fox Creek fire, it looks like some serious rank action. Like, get out of the way.
Just like back in 2016, Fort McMurray was on fire in 2016. It took a long time to rebuild Fort McMurray, Alberta.
So we got Janine. Yeah. Janine has just showed up, and we're going to talk to her about the funnel cloud in a minute. But the last thing I want to ask you about before, we'll come back. We have everybody's on the panel tonight, and some old faces too. And so we do have a lot to get to in the second half of the show, but this is the priority right now. So what I just got acquired, I'll show you this in a minute too. I have just been given, with permission, the full HD version of that minute-long plus footage from last night. So
okay.
I just acquired that right now. So this is really good news. Because, obviously what we were looking at was really grainy, and it's good. It's a profile. It's a landscape shot. So that's really good. Yep. Whereas what you saw in that Facebook post was, so this is really good. Cody Lewis Peabody's been on this one down south and giving us all. So the thing I want to talk to you about, and it's related to everything, is we got this Omega block. And a lot of people don't know what the Omega block is. I mean, Ryan Hall, y'all was talking about it a couple of weeks before it happened. And so I was like, Omega block, okay. I'm learning something new too. And we have this atypical storm motion where thunderstorms in BC and in the West are going directions that don't usually go. Princeton Motocross Club is who we're going to credit this video for. So we have permission to use that. That's good for science sake and for the show, of course. And so the Omega block, we got things moving the wrong way, Brandon. Yep. This is all related. This is your fires going on is related to what Janine saw last night.
Oh, yeah. So we have this Omega block. So what the Omega block is a blocking pattern in the jet stream. So with the weather that they've had out east, so we'll go back a couple of days here for areas in like Ontario and Quebec. Like northern parts of Ontario had significant snow earlier this week. Some areas had at least 30 centimeters of snow. And in, I believe in Michigan there at Marquis there, just outside there, they had 65 centimeters of snow this week. And so it's been cold. It's been damp. It's been dreary. Everybody's been complaining about the weather, how cold it has been in Ontario, Quebec. And then it also had the heavy rain in Quebec as well. So they've been dealing with flooding as well over the last number of days with evacuations taking place. So that's been the story out east. And then for us in the west with the Omega block, so that is high pressure that's staying right in place. Nothing is moving in between these. Usually the high moves in, moves on out, low moves in. That has not been the case throughout this week. So that's been a blocking pattern. and the systems themselves have been stuck because of this omega block, which is shaped like the Greek letter omega. And it's been, so we've been dealing with the heat here in Alberta, in BC as well for the last number of days.
And this is continent wide as well, right? Like, so what's happening is storms aren't crossing, say, into the Mississippi Valley now. They're hitting along and being stuck in northern Texas, Colorado. That's kind of the way things are going. That's how it is in BC as well, right? Where things, and what we do know is that when storms are going in an atypical direction, weird things happen. And I think that could be partly responsible for why Janine saw what she saw last night. So we're going to say hi to Janine Chouinard. Welcome to the show. And I'm going to let Brandon ask you some questions because I've already asked you what I need to ask you. And I think I've got Brandon on side now, kind of with my point of view. But, you know, for science sake, he's a real skeptic on everything. And that's the way it should be. So Brandon Houck, meet Janine.
So shoot,
Hello.
Brandon.
Hello, Janine.
How are you?
Good. So you saw that lovely storm roll up from the south yesterday, and you witnessed something popping out of that cloud. And tell us a little bit what you saw.
Well, the pictures kind of tell it all. We just were driving westbound, I guess, Highway 3 through Princeton. And it was a beautiful, beautiful evening out. And I was preoccupied, and my husband said, "Look up." And I'm like, "Holy smokes, is that what I think it is?" And out came the camera. So I'm busy taking pictures. I'm not directly looking at it, as you know how that works.
Yeah.
My focus was getting pictures and then analyzing the pictures after they're taken. But my husband, he knew what he saw, and we wanted to follow it and watch it as long as we could. So we tried. By the time we got through, I guess we were up in the Whipsaw area. There was just there was rain and hail. No more twister-like presence, and that twister-like presence only lasted not even a minute through Princeton, and then we were following that. You guys are the scientists. That whatever round cloud that those storm chasers chase. So that's actually the part that I found very fascinating. It was that. What do you call that?
Yeah, so that is the fascinating part. So I got sent that photo, that would be earlier this morning. And the one photo from the long distance there looked, because there's these types of clouds here that we call scud clouds. And they kind of look like funnel shaped kind of clouds, but they really aren't. And they're out there to trick us sometimes. And especially when you get storms that we get in the prairies, we get that all the time. And we was like, is that what we really know? Not really. But then I got the secondary picture here, and that actually had more of a funnel-like shape to it. And that was the one I was a little more, wasn't as spectacle over it, but I was like, hey, this might be a weak little funnel cloud that we have here in the Princeton area. And that I went over to chat with a couple of other meteorologists there, and looks like we may have saw a little vortex, little funnel cloud, kind of like there wasn't much in the way of rotation in that cell because it wasn't really supercellular, because you have to have a supercell to have rotation to it. But there was definitely what I noticed was kind of a little cold core kind of event here, where you get kind of sort of land spouty if it decided to touch down. So it's pretty phenomenal what you've caught there yesterday in the Princeton area.
Well, I've never seen anything in my life here in BC like that. So, we all see those little dust twisters. Those in themselves are very fun to watch. This was not a dust twister at all. Like this was something. It was just spectacular. And you know what? I'm glad that there was not just me, but there was others that were able to capture this, because it does happen very quickly.
Oh, yes.
And you just have to be in the right spot at the right time.
That's right.
So the conflicting thing we have too is that it was like it's kind of on the edge of good radar in every direction, that area. So we're not getting the best picture of it we could have got. So yourself and other people have said that on the ground they seen the storm look like it was rotating. I kind of attest that the topography of the land itself may have actually ticked the storm off, and that's what I've seen in BC before, right? So however that really played out, I think we've done something good today, and I think Northern Tornadoes Project is on the case of it. And you know, just to our own credit, to Cody, Lewis Peabody, to you, Janine, to myself, and the members of our group. So we run Interior Weather and Wilderness Watchers on Facebook. You know, it's a free group. Anyone can join if you live in BC. That we prefer that, but we have people from outside. And what we managed to do last night was, from the moment that storm began to form, we had people looking at it, sending me messages, posting on the group too, saying, here's what it looks like so far. Here's what I think it's doing. Getting other messages from people like, it seems like it's spinning. Messages from other people like funnel clouds have been sport. You know, so we had this whole network of people kind of reporting to me as my phone's lighting up. And Cody's on top of that. And I'm watching on the radar. And I just felt like, and it wasn't a warned storm and probably didn't meet the criteria, but wanted to. So there was no warning. So we were the only warning really going on. And we were the only boots on the ground capturing this. So that's what Interior Weather and Wilderness Watchers is achieving. And that's, to me, like another example of victory for our group.
Well, my husband's out there watching again tonight. We've got some interesting weather again this evening here. The winds are picking up. There's some clouds in the sky, but it's bright. So he's watching.
Yeah, well, you do have cells coming towards you. Nothing that looks very crazy. Definitely the cells that are still south of the border, they haven't moved much, and the one looks quite upset right now.
And some of those thunderstorms, it starts off, and when it goes to one direction, you get light rain, moderate rain, heavy rain, small hail, large hail, tornado, and dry slot. That's a diagram of thunderstorms.
Was that some of the biggest hail you'd seen, Janine?
We've seen hail. That I don't think I would say it was the biggest, but it certainly was on the top of it probably was the biggest out of all that we've seen, but I've seen hail that size before.
So yeah, this guy down by
it was significant enough to make people pull over.
That's a pretty good looking storm going on down there right now, but it has not really made its way, and whatever's crossed over the border hasn't really been flashing much. So I don't know if BC really has much of a storm story left tonight in it. East over there, and even in the Rockies, things are cooling off, it looks like, pretty quickly, eh? So I think tomorrow is the day, and that's kind of what we've been maintaining. We saw some sort of shots across the bow today, and yesterday, a little warm-ups to like, here's what's coming. But I think Friday, and before we start talking to everybody else quickly too, Brandon, what should we expect in BC on Friday? We got fires going on, we got flood warnings going on.
Yeah,
we're gonna have thunderstorms coming in and possibly even snow in the mountains, right?
Oh yes, everything but the kitchen sink pretty much is what we could expect over the next 24 hours as this system moves in off the coast of BC. So we'll start off with rain for coastal sections probably as we go through Friday morning into the early afternoon. And then we're going to watch especially east of the Okanagan here and points up to the north there for rapid thunderstorm development here through the day on Friday. And a few of those storms could end up being pretty close to severe limits, including that potential for hail and strong wind gusts as we go through Friday afternoon. But the bigger threat is going to be the potential for flash flooding to occur and mudslides. So a few areas could get at least 30 to 40 millimeters of rain in just a matter of hours here. And that's what we're concerned about for that potential for flooding and possibly significant flash flooding in the Kootenays, extending up toward, as I say, just to the east. I'd say just to the east side of the Okanagan. So we'll be watching that very closely through the day on Friday as these storms develop. And it's going to be, you'll start off with sunshine in the interior sections and points to the east. And then as that daytime heating starts to ramp up again through the afternoon, that's when we could expect those thunderstorms to really start to ramp up through late afternoon and on into the evening hours, as we have already flood concern British Columbia there and flood watches. And there's also a special weather statement through the BC interior as well. Now into Alberta, this rain event as it pushes in for Saturday is going to be a little bit more beneficial for us, which means we'll probably pick up 10 to 20 millimeters of rain, but that will help with the fire situation that is at hold and cool things off for the weekend and on into next week, which is a fairly good thing. And it looks like it's going to stay unsettled into next week. So it's good news for Alberta. Not as good news for British Columbia with this setup for the next 24 to 48 hours.
Janine's husband, Mark, is taking photos right now of the sort of storm line trying to develop. And what did he get a photo of, Brandon? But a scud. I
love those scuds.
Yeah, so there you go. We've seen it all already.
Well, there you go. And I'm learning. What is a scud then versus what was yesterday?
So the scud clouds, as they're not really funnel shaped, and sometimes they can be broken apart from the storm itself, but they're kind of like low level kind of clouds that develop with the storm system. So they could be a little straight line, they could be a little pokey here and there, and they don't really rotate. So those are what scuds are. And then the actual funnel cloud, it actually rotates from the storm itself and the towering cumulonimbus cloud that you see up there. And typically you'd find those funnel clouds out of wall clouds on typical supercells developed during the summer months, especially, and what you see in the United States as well. So that's where you find your funnel clouds. But sometimes they can pop up like from yesterday from a thunderstorm, general thunderstorm, or just a towering cumulonimbus cloud, or towering cumulus cloud that decides to become that cumulonimbus cloud. So scuds are pretty cool kind of clouds. I've been tricked by scuds 10 years ago too. I thought they were funnel clouds too, and then I learned as well over the years that those big scud clouds, that's not a funnel cloud.
You get your little wrap on the meteorological wrist. So we got still all the meteorologists are here. And it would be a shame if we didn't talk to some of them. So stay with us, Janine. Feel free, comment, ask questions. We'll try to go more to a panel style. But what do we got here? We got Imogen. She's here, of course. We got Hilding. We got Joe. And we even got Pete Galenko, who we haven't seen for a long time and we miss very much. So who wants to go first? Joe Stover. We've been talking about floods. And that's something that happens in Manitoba a lot. So why don't we just go to you? How you doing, Joe?
Not too bad. Just actually got back from Winnipeg last week, where the water was a little high, but not to the level that they thought it potentially could get. And everybody now, all the United States and the Manitoba flood people are convinced that the Red River has crested through Winnipeg for the season. And if that's the case, then we're pretty confident that there will be no flooding in the Red River Valley this year. Obviously, not counting, flash floods and things like that. But as far as an actual spring flood goes, it wasn't looking super rosy this winter with the forecast, with all the precipitation that the Dakotas and Minnesota got. But it looks like Winnipeg has been spared with a very dry April.
Nice, man. Nice. You are listening to us in Winnipeg on CKUW 95.9 FM, CFUR 88.7 in Prince George, CFBX 92.5 Kamloops, and Shaw Spotlight cable TV in Cowichan Valley, Duncan, and Victoria, British Columbia, and also on Joey Only Caribou, Weather Dude, which is Shaw Spotlight, which is on my YouTube channel. Sorry, Joey Only Caribou, Weather Dude. I'm reading things out of the corner of my eye. So we live stream the show here, and you can always, and I'm in danger of shaving my playoff beard off soon, Joe. Hilding?
Well, it's that damn Kachuk, right?
Hilding, you had some problems with manure spreaders this week?
Well, fertilizer spreaders. We bought fertilizer.
Oh, fertilizer, right.
And the fertilizer is actually very high price this year, so we bought less than usual. And I spread on half of one field, and the spreader split open in the bottom and spilled all the fertilizer out on the field. We had to go out and pick it up with the shovel.
Yeah, otherwise you'd have one spot with just giant beanstalks.
Well, usually you end up with one spot where the ground gets so much fertilizer that it's burnt until the excess nitrogen can evaporate. So, and then it'll be extra green all around the edges of that spot. So we'll have a trench in the middle of the field will be mud, and then alongside it there'll be extra tall grass. Yeah.
As you can see, our snowbanks only exist now because they're so full of gravel that it's impossible for them to melt. The snow is broken here in Wells, and my truck is muddy, and everything is well in the world here in Wells, BC.
Yeah, it's the same here. We have no more snow banks, no even banks that slid off the roofs. There's just no snow at all here, which is kind of unusual for the first week of May.
Imogen, Pete?
I'll hop in real quick because any second my phone might cut out. Both my cords are frayed here. I just was recent with the other cord. But anyway, sorry I missed the last episodes. But there was speaking of tornadoes, there was a tornado back in Virginia Beach where I used to broadcast from, which never happens in the past 30 years at least. So it's pretty crazy. Right next to the high school that I used to go to, a lot of houses completely destroyed.
Oh,
yeah, it's like a residential area where there's a lot of there's trees, there's shopping centers, there's like a golf course, but there's not a whole lot of farmland over there. So it's really bizarre, unusual. Like it's a coastal area, there might be water spouts, but there was never ever tornadoes in that area of Virginia. So
that's
was
wild.
Just this past week. Yeah.
And we were talking to Brandon about the Omega block pattern, which puts you in Colorado kind of in the crosshairs of storm activity more. What have you been seeing down there lately?
Not a whole lot. It's been a lot warmer the past few days. We had snow up until like a few weeks ago, which is crazy for this area. For higher altitudes, they had a lot more snow just like the other week, which is but I don't know. It's been very bipolar weather here for sure. I don't know how else to describe it, but it seems like we're finally getting some summer weather. But I've been inside. I haven't had my car for a while, so I've been doing a whole lot of nothing going on. Not really. Haven't got to. I don't know.
Looks like everything that's exciting that's going on right now in the United States is a state over from you. We got flash flood warnings in Kansas, tornado warnings in Kansas right now. So there's lots of excitement over there. And then same with Omaha. They got some severe storms going on. So the excitement is not in Colorado right now, but the point remains that you're on the right side. Sometime you're going to start seeing that work out. My phone is just dinging off. Okay, Joe, we're glad to have you. And so we had such a crazy episode this week, as we always seem to have. And we haven't talked to Imogen much either. And then after we do that, we're gonna set it to the big view of everybody, and we're just gonna have a good old fashioned chatteroo.
Excuse me, I've got to leave. I've got something come up. It was a pleasure talking with you guys.
Thanks so much for coming on, Janine, and for just being so helpful today.
Oh, no worries.
And helping us get to the bottom of all this, and what and you just prove that people having eyes on the storm is really important thing.
Well, we'll be watching even more now.
Yeah, you never know. You might get the money shot.
Have a good night, guys.
Okay, good night.
Bye.
Image Cookie Bailey. You've been real quiet tonight.
Yeah, so
And that's great. I mean, I'm kidding.
this week in tropical Victoria, BC has been more scattered sun, little bits of clouds poking out, threatening rain, the occasional raindrop will fall. This week we're going to be having highs of 16, lows of 9, and yet more scattered sun and blue skies, because that's just what we get here. So horrible. Definitely jealous of all the avalanches and snowfall everyone else is getting. That's Victoria. But yeah, so in the last weekend, I actually had a fire show, which was super cool. Lit myself on fire. Not a single burn to be that I don't have any burns or scars to brag about. I don't have anything cool like that. And I light myself on fire all the time. I am not graceful, very clumsy, accelerant and combustibles everywhere while I'm shooting giant columns of flames out of my face. Not a single scar. I have no bragging points, and it doesn't even look like I really do this. But I'll show you the video.
Excellent.
So, yeah,
Send it over.
Absolutely. Other than that, the annual fitness competition has just started up again, and my interview in Roll Up Magazine just came out recently. So that is that's what I've been up to.
We're all having a lot of success these days. I was doing interviews for newspapers today, all kinds of stuff, man. Like, we are just rolling, the bunch of us. Right. So here's that tornado warning going on. I don't know. I don't see anything maybe in here. Maybe, Brandon?
Yeah, I guess we take a look at velocity there and take a little peekaboo.
Yeah. Why don't we just do the split?
Yeah, do the split there. Let's see if we find. I don't see much in there. Yeah.
No.
Broad.
Some inflow. Some RFD.
Inflow, outflow.
Yeah.
No tornado.
No tornado there right now. So let's put this on gallery view. And we've lost like everybody just like that. We lost Joe. We've lost Janine. We've lost Pete. And
not even there.
Frankie has been taken
by aliens. Naturally, that's what happens. Frankie's a beacon for aliens.
Oh my God, the aliens are here. Looks like the aliens are coming.
Welcome home, Frankie.
I did that video back in 2016.
I love that video. Oh my God, the aliens are causing tornadoes.
You know what? I'm still not convinced that Frankie isn't behind the strange weather phenomena. He's so good at predicting it. I'm convinced that he's the root cause. Whenever there's a massive elemental destruction, Frankie's predicting it. He's ahead of it. How does he know?
I studied the weather models.
Study them or create them?
I studied the weather models.
Very cool. Well, we appreciate it.
So those cells that she's looking at, you got one kind of near Hope that would like to be a thunderstorm, and we got some of this action now been ticked into Osoyoos almost up to Princeton, kind of in a line. It looks like it'd like to be a bit of a thunderstorm. That's cool. But still down the United States side is where all our lightning is and where all that extra activity is. And it looks like it's become pretty angry, that one cell. So, it'll be fun for anybody near there. But definitely we've had a lot of fire starts. We've had a lot of and we got weather coming. It's just all hell's breaking loose.
Yeah, and I guess I could tell you what I'm doing this weekend. I'm hosting the Pump It Up Run in the Rain. So I'll be out there while everybody is shivering and cold, and I'll be the energetic guy on the microphone telling everybody to run. Well, not that way, but anyway.
Ordering everyone to run, demanding that everybody run. You're going to be that guy. You're going to be cracking the whip, driving a chariot, making everyone run.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Dinosaur Provincial Park. Anything can happen down there. Oh, yes. So that's what I'm doing this weekend. And I'm doing a school visit tomorrow. And then, I'm going to bull. I might be riding a mechanical bull on Saturday there's a slight chance I might ride. Not a real bull, but a mechanical one. This is a real one.
It's a robot bull.
Yeah,
You're riding a robot bull. Word it that way, Brandon.
Pretty much. Yes. AI bull. That's what it is.
Get video.
Oh yeah. I'll make sure my boss takes video of me. That's how it works.
Okay, but before you get on the bull, can you tie your hair up into like little pigtails? Or like 3 pigtails? Like
I did that
on the
back.
side, and then center.
I did not enjoy that.
Pigtails.
And then they straighten it. All of it. And it was down to here.
Hey, please, for the love of Zeus, send us a video clip with your hair in weird little pigtails. Weird little ones, off balance, like one tiny, one small and on the side, and the one huge over here. Please.
Imagine Brandon with cornrows.
Yes. My God, yes. I think about it too much.
Oh boy.
So what's going on? What's going on in Frankie's world, everybody? Let's get some Frankie talk going on.
And did you hear about this? The latest comedy video I uploaded, the vampire drinking the green tea.
Yeah. Let's. Do you guys want to watch the vampire drinking green tea episode?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. Give me a second. I'm gonna set this up, because this one is pretty good. What are you gonna do next, Frankie? You brought the guy back. You brought the vampire back. I mean, you're bringing back the classics.
Yeah.
Frankie, what is the chance that you would wear your vampire fangs on next week's episode? Can we get you to bring the vampire to life for us?
Oh, he's got them in his pocket.
I got the veins in the pocket.
You've got them with you. Okay, so for everyone who is
In your pocket.
yes,
I also hear good.
okay.
All right.
Okay, I just need to highlight something here real quick.
Okay, guys, we're going to
So the vampire's drinking green tea for the radio listeners, and here he's slurping it, and he's got bad teeth. He can't keep the green tea in his mouth.
There is so much more significance to this than the casual viewer knows.
Frankie, do you think Dracula should stick to drinking blood and maybe not green tea? Stick to what you're good at, Dracula. Killing people.
Okay. Okay, so this is Dracula when he's not marauding for flesh.
Is it hot?
I am Dracula.
I am Dracula. Is the green tea hot, Frankie?
Bela Lugosi is rolling in his grave. I'm loving it.
And he just keeps drinking, and more, it just keeps pouring onto the floor.
This is awesome.
So, okay, I need to point something out here. What's really awesome about this is I've pestered it. I've asked Frankie for 2 years to do something for Halloween. Frankie sticks with the classic, the vampire. Now, getting Frankie into Halloween attire outside of Halloween is like pulling teeth, like pulling vampire teeth. He's done it once before, and this is the second time ever that Frankie has ever worn the vampire teeth when it's not Halloween. So that is a really significant video that we just saw. Frankie the Legend did something wildly out of character.
That is completely hilarious, is what that was. I'm like, still got some
brilliant.
tears in my eyes. So everybody out there, if you haven't, you can always go and become one of Frankie's YouTube patrons and see things like the Vampire Green Tea Show for yourself right there. He puts it all on. That's Frankie McDonald
for Frankie to put the teeth on just now, like that is seriously unexpected. I seriously, I've had one-on-one conversations with Frankie so many times.
In the pocket, even.
I know. A man after my own heart. Thank you, Frankie.
That was one of the good comedy videos I did.
Yes, it was. It absolutely was, my dear. It was.
They're all pretty good. They're all pretty good.
Well done. I have a question for Brandon.
Oh,
Brandon,
yeah.
Dinosaur Park. What is the dino infestation situation like there? Do you have any medium-sized ones, extra medium, or are they all the little guys?
Oh, we have this dinosaur called the Albertosaurus. And it is like the Tyrannosaurus Rex, but it's from Alberta. And so we have our own dinosaur that was founded in this park. And also all other kinds of dinosaurs were found in this park. So you get all kinds of dinosaurs. Like this was like the vacation spot for dinosaurs.
Oh, yeah. Alberta's an absolute hotbed.
They also got a dinosaur park in Mongolia too, in parts of Argentina down South America.
Oh, that's sweet. Yes. That's pretty special.
A significant detail of the Alberta dinosaurs is that they really do enjoy country music and hockey. It's what sets them apart.
Oh, the Albertosaurus does, yep.
It was actually recently kind of discovered that during the where was it? Ordovician era, the whole planet was covered by giant mushrooms. Approximately like 29, 30 feet tall was the average. So the planet was once inhabited and infested by huge mushrooms. Now, question for Frankie is what would the weather be like to be conducive to massive mushrooms just covering everything before the dinosaurs stomped them all away?
Yeah, there'd be a lot of rain and hot weather.
Rain and hot weather for mushroom forests.
Mushroom Kingdom.
Yes.
So now to Texas, where a Bush Intercontinental Airport in Houston, Texas, for 3 hours, flights were delayed after a swarm of bees latched onto the wings of a plane.
Oh, yes, I saw that.
That's horrifying. It's so horrifying. Okay, so this one morning, way back when I was in college, about 1,000,000 years ago, might have been a couple dinosaurs roaming around the parking lot then. I woke up one day to find my kitchen had a swarm of bees in it. Now, I don't know where it came from, but they were all on the ceiling. There was like thousands of bees just all over my ceiling. And it was the most, well, I can't say terrifying. It was fascinating, really. And they weren't buzzing around swarming. They were like looking for somewhere to set up a nest. So I go to school and I'm tired because I've been very stressed about not being eaten alive by bees. And some classmate looks at me and says, you look tired or distracted. What's going on? I go, my kitchen is infested with bees right now. And no one knew how to take that. It was one of those things that it was a conversation stopper. No one knew what to say, just moved on. They all thought I was completely messing with them. The reality is I came home to even more bees in my kitchen. By that night they were gone. I just opened the windows and doors and just tried to fan them out, but there was a swarm of bees in my kitchen. So I can only imagine how many it would take to jam up an airplane.
So Italian artist Maurizio Catalan is famously provocative, and his signature work is a banana taped to a wall.
Oh,
a South Korean college student ate the $120,000 banana because he skipped breakfast and was hungry. It took about 1 minute to yank the banana and eat it. He reattached the peel to its spot on the wall. I mean, how are you ever gonna? That's a priceless work of art, forever destroyed. You'll never replace a banana taped to a wall.
And I bet they have
postmodern or what?
Right, because it go all brown and turn into banana bread.
Well, that is part of the significance of that piece, is that the banana goes through its process, and that is not the first banana that was taped to the wall. This has been a piece of art for, I want to say 4 years or something, where it's the banana gets replaced for every show. And it kind of brings into question the concept of how you define art. Is it time-based as it changes through time? And is the process of the decay part of the art? Or is it what you experience in the moment that you actually see it? So the banana one is actually kind of an interesting one that sits on the boundary of being performance art versus visual art.
For sure. I mean, when I taped a banana to the wall, people called me weird.
When I taped a banana in my pants, people called me a mutant.
Yes, okay. I'm trying to avoid the sexual innuendo, but I can't help it. So for 30 minutes, for 30 minutes, there was a big drama. And what if museum workers installed a second banana to restore the banana? So they're not going to press charges. I think eating the banana and taping it to the wall, to me, probably raised the value. They shouldn't have replaced it.
Oh, yeah.
But previous iterations have sold for $120,000. That was promptly eaten by another artist, Art Basel in Miami Beach. And like no, the art eater proclaimed his consumption to be a work of art in itself.
It was a work of art. Oh, yes.
There's another Catalan piece. It's a fully functional toilet called America, cast in 18 karat gold. And it was put on display and into use in the Guggenheim. And the golden throne there was stolen.
Ooh.
It was then installed in England's Benham Palace days after, the birthplace of Winston Churchill, and hasn't been recovered. So the golden toilet.
The golden toilet. I didn't see this one, so I don't have any.
Very reminiscent of the Dadaist piece, which was a urinal laid on its back and labeled as a fountain. In one of the more landmark art shows that was like a free-for-all of art where anyone could display their art. There was coincidentally, at the day that it debuted in the art house, there was also a newspaper article going on about this brilliant masterpiece, which, you know, written anonymously, just sort of extolled the brilliance and philosophy of the fountain, which was just a urinal laying on his back.
And it would be okay to use it as a fountain because it's an art piece.
Yeah, it would be.
Okay to use it as a soup bowl if you wanted.
So
do it beforehand, you know.
We're coming to the end of the time, and we already had a pretty crazy show, didn't we? We had Joe was here. We had Pete here. We had Hilding here. We got Imogen and Frankie McDonald, and then we had Janine come on, Janine Schminard, and talk about the amazing funnel cloud that she photographed. And I got to hear Brandon admit I was right. And I'm kidding you, buddy. And you're right to be a skeptic always. That's what our job is. That's what our job is as what
yes.
people, right? Is to get more information. More. There's no amount. That's what I said in the post today on Interior Weather Watchers, is that no amount of data is too much. No amount of evidence is too much. And our strength as a group is that we have 15,000 pairs of eyes. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's what we're trying to achieve in the group. And, I was saying to Brandon, one of my main mission statements really is just for people in British Columbia to start taking aggressive thunderstorms seriously.
Yep.
So that you don't have tree branches break off and kill you. You don't get struck by lightning. So, a downburst of wind doesn't knock trees onto your car that's parked underneath a tree or something like that, right? So just being aware about these basic realities that, hey, yeah, it's true that we don't get thunderstorms often in BC that are quite like even you get in Alberta, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't take thunderstorms seriously.
Yes. When thunder roars, go indoors. That's what.
Yeah.
Or get your camera and go outside and have some fun. Either way.
When thunder roars, go outside and get struck by a ground shot of lightning, and then later become a bizarre weatherman in Wells, BC.
I'm really hoping for some decent storms. When my little dog buddy Sabian's feeling up to it, he's doing good right now. Quick Sabian update. He's doing a lot better now. But I'm really hoping to take my little Sabers out and go watch some awesome lightning storms as soon as we have one. It'll be great. We do get them occasionally, like maybe once a year, every 2 years. Hopefully this year.
It would be so boring. I hated it when I lived on the coast. I'd be like looking at weather from other parts of Canada, being like, I wish I could see it. Frankie McDonald, how can people see you?
My Twitter is @FrankieMacD. My Facebook is Frankie MacDonald. My Instagram is Frankie MacD 1984. My TikTok is FrankDown1984. My clappers, FrankDown1984. My Twitch is FrankDown1984. My Snapchat is Frankie MACDON. And my YouTube channel, Stocks Wolves, and my LinkedIn is Frankie McDonald. Best luck to you. I'm Frank Don't. You're listening to Community Rogers Weather Report every Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time. All you guys who see me on Base Guy Show on Friday, May 5th, 2023 at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You guys will see me on Base Guy Show tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Base Guy Show.
Excellent. Good to see you, Frankie. Good to see you, Vampire. Good to see you, Comedeorologist. And I think that's our show for this week. What a good one. So thank you, CFUR. Thank you, CFBX. Thank you, CKUW. Thank you, Shaw Spotlight. We're really happy to know that we're being seen on TV and thankful that we're on like 5 times a week. So that's great. You know, that's forcing us down people's throats. That's good. If you didn't know who we are, you're going to know soon.
I was very happy to see Frankie's vampire teeth come back. That was super awesome.
Yeah.
So thank you for that one, Frankie.
Yeah, it's an epic.
Go Bandits.
And that's the show for this week, everybody. Take care and stay safe out there. There we go. We're still live streaming, but at least now we're not recording.
Awesome.
That means
I gotta
you can
run
take
because
your-
I gotta bounce into another Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
Because this counts as a meeting.
Yeah, I was watching hockey, so I am quite hungry. So I don't want to stand around. You know, we've been really good about just cutting it off at the end lately. That's good. That's how I can get to editing and doing things.
And Frankie's gone. Frankie.
He was already gone
Oh yeah.
a while
Awesome.
ago.
Video clip of the fertilizer spill, but I didn't get a chance to send it to you yet. So it might, if I can get it to you, I'll see if I can.
Right on. Fertilizer spill. You sure you want that to be seen? I mean, you might have the.
Well, we went out with shovels and scraped it up. Like, what else can you do, right?
Agriculture Canada's going to be looking for you.
Yeah.
It's like
Well,
4 Buns
thankfully, it was
song.
up on the hillside far enough away from the lake. It won't leach into any groundwater before it actually dissipates. So.
Well, that's good. You're sure of this when you report your environmental disasters live and on social media of all sorts. That
Yeah.
Live stream that. Then make sure we get it on every radio station and on TV as much as possible.
Yeah, I hear we're getting picked up by new stations this week, by the way, Hilding.
Yeah. Everybody wants to know about this big fertilizer spill. No, it's just, it happens, your equipment breaks down, and there's nothing you can do when the equipment breaks down. You know?
Thanks. Nick Gallego says, see you all again. Great show. Right on. Shelly Solinsky loves this show. Cora Blund mentioned gets a nice, I've partied with Corey. Mr. Peabody says, thanks, Joey. And Bart Fontaine, sky's getting darker in Karamias, and the storms just didn't really seem to cross over. I mean, there's a little bit of action now. I mean, maybe we could see some of a new storm develop there between Osoyoos. It's looking better. But it's getting kind of late in the day, Brandon? So
yeah, it looks like got something popping up down there. So have to keep an eye out. But tomorrow it's going to be a fun day. Oh,
yeah.
And
I don't think these guys will last all that long. We do have a lightning strike though, just on the highway.
Oh yeah.
Outside Karamias. So that's a grassy area right there. There's like it hit the highway according to this.
Yeah, that one's a little off. I've had some close strikes here, and it says that hit on the other side of the road for me, but it was a little further down.
Yeah, maybe if I look at my.
Yeah, looks like we play the Yarmouth Mariners next Thursday in Portage La Prairie, Manitoba.
So we got lots of lightning down in Harrison Lake right now.
Oh yeah.
Actually, that's interesting. Some of those guys around Boston Bar, Tulameen, have been throwing some lightning out.
Yep.
So that's that. Fresh strokes there close to Karamias by Cathedral Park. Strikes right in Karamias.
All right, I better take off here.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
All right.
We'll cut it at that. But yeah, lots of lightning suddenly going on down there. So it is crossing over, and that has become active. So there you go. Finally, it's made a jump in. So if you're in southern BC right now, anywhere near South Okanagan, Soyuz and all that, make sure you get yourself near a camera, because look what can happen. And I guess on that note, hit subscribe, hit share, and I guess we'll see you next week.
You're on.